Hi, hello. So, yesterday, the 18th of August 2025, the father and heavily pregnant mother of baby Nikita appeared in court again to attend a formal bail application hearing. The first time they attended court, their appearance was separate, but yesterday was different. They were seen standing side by side. They appeared together because their dockets was combined. Put a pin in this. Along with this were amended and new charges to the father and mother. Before we discuss these charges, I want to say that all my information is public information, available to everyone, so please don't just take my word for it. Do your own research and form your own opinion. I would love it if you would also voice your opinion in the comment section down below, whether you agree with me or not. I enjoy reading the different opinions and they also spark constructive dialogue. If I'm not mistaken, the charges is as follow. The father's charges are compelled rape, assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm, murder, and child abuse. The mother's charges, failing to report sexual assault of a minor, murder, defeating the ends of justice. Let's discuss these charges before we move on. We all have a basic understanding of a rape charge, but what is compelled rape? Compelled rape, as defined in South African law, occurs when a person forces a third party to sexually penetrate another person without their consent. It's not direct sexual penetration of the victim by the perpetrator, but rather the perpetrator forcing a third party to commit the act. This act is considered a serious offense. An example, a housebreaker forces a homeowner and their spouse to have sex against their will. Both the person who is forced to commit the act, that's the third party, and the person who is sexually are considered victims of compelled rape. The person who compels the act is the perpetrator. That makes you think. This brings us to the pin of the father and mother's docket being combined. What additional information was gathered during the weekend past for these types of charges to be added and two dockets to be combined? Luckily, both the father and mother abandoned bail application. Not that I thought that either of them would get bail, but it would just add an unnecessary delay to the case. Now we have people saying that they want Nikita's mother to turn state witness.
We're simply saying no bail, but in the same breath, we are saying we hope that the mother decides to turn state witness and she does the right thing, for her daughter. She still has another son. She has two other children living with her family in the Eastern Cape. We're hoping and we're praying as a community, and we're simply saying we will support her, but provided she turns state witness, and that way we're able to get justice for baby Nikita.
Do you agree with that? What would it mean if she does that? And do you not feel comfortable that there is enough evidence against the father that he would be convicted without the mother turning state witness? Will the mother turning state witness really be the way to get justice? I'm not saying this lady in particular, but we often say things without properly thinking through what the full consequence will be. Remember what happened earlier this month? Laurentia Lombard was granted full indemnity of prosecution after she turned state witness in the very public Jocelyn Smith case. We as a nation needed Rens to turn state witness because she revealed key information in that case that we probably would never have known if she didn't. And I also believe that if it wasn't for her, the three people convicted could have walked free. Why would we, in this case, want this mother to turn state witness? Remember, this mother played an active role in what unfolded in baby Nikita's life. Now, why would I say that? Isn't it that a person should be presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law? Yes, and that's why my and your opinion will only be an opinion until such verdict is handed down. With that said, my question remains. If you as much as suspect that your baby girl is being raped, is it not then playing an active role if you keep quiet? This mother knew what was going on in that house while she was out. She even confided in others a week or so prior to Nikita's murder. She might not have known what it sounded like for fellow residents to stand by and listen, but she knew. Do you really think baby Nikita would have been silent the other time she was raped? Do you really think that the baby brother was silent when his ribs and arm were broken? And that happened not that long ago. It happened in March. This mother could see things starting to escalate, but she kept quiet. This brings me to my next point. A gender-based violence activist advocating for Nikita's mother.
We stand for gender-based violence. That's why we're here today. And she's a woman. And I don't know, we don't know what she went through all this drama and everything. I don't think any woman would wanted a child those things done to the child that was done to their child because she's a woman.
And while I 100% agree with one part of this lady's opinion, I also don't with the other part. Let's start with what I don't agree with. Do you really believe that being a mother, that alone will keep someone from doing harmful things to your child or looking the other way when harmful things are being done to that child? Just look at the Jocelyn case. Look at what is unfolding in the Jaden Lee Meek case. And there are so many other cases where a mother played a key role in what happened to their child. Now, could this mother also be a victim of gender-based violence? Yes, and I think she most certainly was. I always talk about unspoken rules in different parts of society, and I think she did her best to play by the rules to keep herself safe. I don't think she even in her wildest dreams could have thought that it would end up like this. But the question then again, where did she think it would end up? She still needs to be held accountable for her part in all of this, even if she was a victim herself. It was her responsibility to keep Nikita safe. It's like people now saying that this shouldn't have happened. I fully agree, this should have never happened. But for how long do you think everybody would have played by the rules by keeping their mouths shut? How many times would baby Nikita have been assaulted while other tenants in the yard would just discuss it among themselves and not report it? And who are me and you to blame them for not reporting? Do you really think that the father or mother in this case would just come out and say what was happening in that house? If, and that's a big if, someone came to do a home check. We all know how women and children are being failed by so many, including SAPS and our government. But this video isn't for that discussion. I can actually make a whole separate video on what should have happened back in March already. Let's talk a bit about the lady who took the video of Nikita screaming. Like she said, she didn't know that this video was going to be for police. She wanted to prove to the mother that what they all said was happening in the house while she was gone really was. She wanted the mother to hear her baby screaming, just like they probably heard so many times before. Can you remember that it was said that not even the men wanted to enter the shack while Nikita was being abused? Just step back for a second and not blame, but ask the very important question. Why?
If you haven't lived in the hood, if you were not raised in places that are not suburban life, please don't come and attack people who have. Cause where were y'all gonna be when that man or his friends attacked that woman who recorded that video? Where, it's easy to say, if I was there, I'd break down the door, I'd do this. It's easy for you to say that in a fit of passion. And I also felt that way. But I held back my tongue and I thought about what I'm saying. Before I attacked somebody who actually had the bravery to record. Y'all don't know what it's like to be in the hood. You don't know what it's like to have to watch your back like that. And for those of y'all that are, I realized something. Like, the whole dream before when I was younger was like, work hard, take my mom out of the hood. No, man. No. We have to start making the hood a better place to live in. That's my goal. That's a dream.
I most certainly wish I could count myself in with the group saying that you would have broken down the door. Would you really have done that while knowing the rules of the community you are living in? Just take a walk through our public hospitals and clinics. You often get a mother or grandmother smacking a busy or crying child. Have you once addressed that person? And if most of us are honest with ourselves, they would say no. They would look the other way. It's an unspoken rule. In some cases, I've even heard people say, "It's my child. I will do with him or her what I want." Or, "It's none of your business what I do with my child." Never once do we then stop and wonder why this child is acting out. Why am I going on about this? Because what happened here isn't just the doing of one or two or more people. It's a systemic problem with so many tentacles going back decades. We need to rewire our brains. We all want to make noise, and when there's a new case, make some new noise. But do we ever go beyond making noise? Do we ever really stand up in our day-to-day life and make a difference, no matter how small? Please comment below where you think we as South Africans need to do better. Also share this video with as many people as you possibly can. It not only helps this channel out so much, it's also a way to spread awareness and your first, maybe second attempt to be the change you want to see. To those of you who made it till the end, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe and make sure your notification bell is turned on for more updates on this and other cases. If you haven't yet, go and check out my video on the Jaden Lee Meek case and also feel free to share your opinion there. And tonight, when you tuck in your baby, hug them a few seconds longer and send love to those who don't know what it is to feel real motherly love. Until next time, bye.